So welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the channel. I want to talk today about the difference between confidence in approaching and confidence with women. And because this is something I've been working on with some clients, and it's something that you see with certain individuals in the pickup space. And it's a dilemma. It's a confusion. So let's talk a little bit about this. So do you need to be good at approaching women in order to be good with women? Do you need to be confident in your ability to talk to women to be confident with women? A lot of guys will think that one necessarily leads to the other, but it's not necessarily the case. There's a correlation, but there's not causation. So if you're able to go and approach women, that's great. You should learn how to go approach women. You will gain more success with women if you're able to approach them, right? No brainer. You meet more women, you get more comfortable talking to women, you're going to do better with women. But are you only going to do better with women at that stage if you're not really fundamentally confident about your abilities or your worthiness of being loved by a woman? I think this is where a lot of the guys who focus on drill and just kind of old school PUA, get notches, talk to girls, one thing that you notice about these guys is they're actually not very confident. And this is very confusing for people who look from the outside because they assume, wow, a guy who can sleep with 1,000 women, go cold approach women, sleep with 1,000 of them, he's got to be really confident with women. And the reality is that they very often are not. And if you meet them in person, they're super anxious. They can't really look you in the eye very much. And they never, ever have longer term relationships with women, because they're not able to allow themselves to be seen. It's all just this veneer. So what they do is they get really, really competent at being able to do approaches. But essentially what they're doing is they're learning it on a mechanical basis. And they don't actually have a deeper sense of confidence in whether or not a woman would want them, which is the total polar opposite from guys who are like, I know women would like me, but I'm just, I don't know how to approach. And these guys tend to overall actually have a lot better success with women if you measure success in terms of being able to form an emotional attachment with women and having women actually want to spend time with them. Because while they'll bumble going up and talking to girls sometimes, they won't necessarily say the right thing. They might get a little bit nervous to do it, might be sloppy. If they're confident enough in themselves that they make the approach anyway, then the girl feels sort of like a naturalness between the two of them, and stuff happens, right? Stuff just naturally kind of happens. And that's kind of typically how guys have gotten girls, right? Because most guys don't know the technicals of approaching. So the reason I mention all this stuff is I think it's really important for guys to be competent with approaching. My masterclass talks about how to do this, how to generate attraction. It's very important stuff, and I think it improves guys' outcomes with women. But don't make the mistake of thinking that you can just approach women into being confident with women. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. It can help you to become more confident with women, but the only thing that's going to really help you to become more confident with women is allowing yourself to be seen by a woman. So as long as you have a shield up, as long as you have a persona that you want women to look at, you can only ever be this confident. If you expand that persona a little bit, if you allow a little bit more, you can be this confident. But real confidence with women comes from complete love and ownership of yourself. And so in order to do that, the more valuable part about going and talking to women is that you allow yourself to be seen and potentially rejected. You don't allow a persona to be rejected, which is what a lot of these guys do. They create a front, and so the woman rejects the front. It's not actually rejecting them. But if you allow yourself to show who you are, and you allow women to take that part of you or leave it, then you're going to start to develop self-love, because you're like, you know what? I don't care if she actually likes me or not. And this is why qualification is so important with women, right? Because when you start to look at women and you say, I don't really care whether she likes me or not. I want to get to know her. I'm curious about her. But if she doesn't like me, then she doesn't want me. If she doesn't rejects who I am, then fuck her. That's real confidence. And you have to get to that point if you're going to actually have deep and lasting success with women. So approach women to get better at the technicals, to improve your outcomes. Approach women, more importantly, to face yourself, but make sure you're doing it in the right way with the right intention. Because if you do it just from a mechanical standpoint, you're never going to get the actual results that you want. You're going to be one of those guys who's fucked 1,000 girls and still hates himself and knows nobody loves him because he doesn't even know who he is. Nobody even knows who he is anymore. He's hidden himself so much. Don't be that guy. If you are becoming that guy, or if you don't know how to move yourself to a more integrated position, if you don't know how to face yourself, if you need someone to help guide you and help challenge you, then you should consider working with me, because that's exactly what I do. I get you success with women, but not at a cost of losing yourself in the process, because ultimately that's counterproductive. So link to that and the link to my masterclass is in the bio below. I'll see you guys next time.